Good afternoon and welcome to the special Google Plus Hangout for the Masters Sunday. Today I'm joined by Les Bailey of what website are you, Les?
I still represent Pro Golf Now. Where
Okay,
I'm
Pro Golf
on
Now and Elizabeth Beckwell of Pro Golf Now. And obviously Jordan Spieth is producing some kind of performance which you haven't seen for nearly 20 years at the Masters. 16 under par, he was 18 under par at one stage last night. First things first, do we think the tournament is his basically to lose, or other players could put the pressure on?
Elizabeth, go ahead.
It's his to lose, but he's got nerves. He's shaky this morning. He was shaky yesterday afternoon, and I don't think he slept well.
No.
He's going to have to watch his step. Back nine's going to get him.
Well, considering that he's got, he'll be playing with Justin Rose today, and the fact that he's got Justin Rose, Phil Mickelson, Tiger Woods, and Rory McIlroy slamming his rearview mirror, that's going to really test his mettle today.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
And Tiger and Roy will be, two groups ahead of him, so it could get real interesting.
I think along about the 11th hole, we're going to have a good feel for what's going to happen, but not before then.
Well, no, they've said for years and years that the Masters starts at the 10th hole on Sunday.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Today's Sunday, and the 10th hole is where it starts. I mean, that's where Rory lost it in 2011, wasn't it? The 10th hole. I mean.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I saw an article last night suggesting that because Spieth's playing with Rose, that Rose doesn't have the intimidation factor of Mickelson. But Rose has won a major. He's been there. He's in top 5 in the world. So, and he's won the Ryder Cup against Jordan Spieth. So there'll be that sort of rivalry memory for Spieth. And you have to say that Spieth will have nerves on the final day. It's only inevitable. We've seen, despite the fact that the winners come from the leading group many times, it's not always a given.
And how could he not have nerves? I'd be so nervous I couldn't get the ball on the tee. So, not that I would ever be in that position, but but of course it's a very high stakes round today.
Well,
I think Mickelson's going to pull it out.
I was watching yesterday, and he started to stumble there. That double bogey at 17 just really kicked his butt. But he was looking at bogey on 18 and made a phenomenal shot. So, he's got the ability to recover really quick from. He didn't last year. When he gave it away last year, he was still just a little too young. And of course, Bubba had a lot more firepower than.
I personally think that if he shoots 70, the tournament's over. I don't see Justin Rose shooting 65 to win.
Yeah, and he shot. What did he shoot yesterday? He shot 70 yesterday.
Yeah.
That was with a double bogey at 17. He bogeyed 14, I think.
Yeah, I
thought it was 11. Yeah.
11. Yeah. Had he bogeyed 18, I think it'd be a lot closer today than.
Yeah, definitely. So Justin Rose is playing with him in the final group. He had a phenomenal finish yesterday, 5 birdies in the last 6 holes, and he's led every round of the Masters apart from the end. This could be the day where he wears a green jacket, possibly.
Well, he made a phenomenal sand shot there on 16, and the putt at 18 was equally as impressive. I mean, that was 25 feet down the hill, and he drained it. So, and he knew that he had to make the putt to get in the final group with because Phil had that spot locked up until he made that putt.
Yeah.
So,
It's it's a good time to play well or at the end there in the third round, and at least he's in that final group. And, hopefully he can, from my point of view, to come through and be the first English winner for nearly 20 years. And he's got that experience to say that he can do it, because he did it against Mickelson in 2013 at the US Open. So
Yeah.
Who thinks that there's any possibility at all that Tiger will turn on the heat today and open up?
I think there's a great possibility. Look, if you read the article I wrote this morning, and I go back to 2009 when Tiger and Mickelson were playing together, and they got to within one shot of the lead. They tore the place up, and I think there's a chance that both players will egg each other on. Rory's last front nine yesterday, back nine on Friday. That's the 63 if you add it together.
Right.
Tiger, you look at the way he birdied 13. That was the Tiger of old.
Yeah.
Absolutely horrific drive, and then recovered and made a great birdie. So I think.
But Tiger is starting to dial his irons in. If you remember the year that he knocked it in the water there at 15 and had to take the penalty shot, he knocked it in the water that day because he was lasered in on all those pins. I mean, he was making a run. I think he wins that Masters if he doesn't do that.
Yeah.
And that was just 2 years ago. What was 2 years ago?
Yeah.
So, yeah. I wouldn't count Tiger out in any tournament, especially if he starts to get on a roll. Look out.
I think it's that dynamic between the two of them. Rory and Tiger are great friends, and they've got, especially the latest Nike advert that's come out and shown how Rory was inspired by Tiger.
That's a good point, man.
I do. I think if they get something going pretty early, I think they could be, because Jordan Spieth only has to shoot a 74, and then Tiger and Rory are only 8 behind. Okay, they need to shoot 63 to win, but hey, anything's possible. As unlikely as it sounds.
The poor deer in the headlights in this whole thing is Charlie Hoffman.
Yeah, I think we can forget Charlie Hoffman.
Charlie Hoffman's going the wrong direction. He looked good early, but he's dipping.
That's why I said he's a deer in the headlights. He's in the middle of a bunch of players where he don't even belong.
Well, he could be quite possibly the most unpopular Masters winner of all time if he was win when all these other great players are around him.
Yeah, well, we could all be sitting here 6 hours from now eating our words on this,
Oh, absolutely. There's all kinds of possibilities today. It's what Masters dreams are made of,
Yeah.
I wrote for years of Pro Golf Now that I wanted to see Rory and Tiger coming down the stretch at Augusta with Phil on their tail, Well, here it is.
Yeah, you've got it. You've got it.
I finally got it.
Yeah,
I was so excited the year. What was it? 3 years ago when Rory and Tiger met at Abu Dhabi and they announced Rory to be the next Nike employee, and I thought, oh man, this is, and they both missed the cut.
It's certainly a great opportunity. I think if Jordan Spieth continues to play the way he has, it is over. But if he doesn't, if he gets off to a shaky start, if he doesn't birdie the second, if he bogeys the third, if he's like Rory was 3-4 years ago, if he's not firing on all cylinders going into that back nine, could be a very interesting last couple of hours.
Of course, what we're also seeing here is the emergence of the two young guns. I mean, Tiger and Phil are on their way out. They're going to get old and creaky. They already are old and creaky. They're just great golfers. Yeah. But I think this is the beginning of a new era where we see Spieth and McIlroy begin to slug it out for the big ones.
I think so, and it's almost maybe as if Tiger and Phil read my article at the start of the week, and I said it was their last shot at the Masters, because
Yeah.
they're right up there, and it could well be. They're not getting any younger. The young players are getting better and better. And it's only a matter of time before Spieth wins. If he doesn't win today, he'll certainly win a major this year, I would say.
Well, the thing too is had Jordan won last week in Houston, he would have been number 2 going in to this week, but he's still number 4. But you got to almost think that even if he comes in second, he's going to move up at least 1 spot.
Yeah.
And if he wins today, he's going to put some pressure on Rory with that number 1 spot. And that could get real interesting, to having Rory and Jordan Spieth.
Well, there's no doubt they're the best 2 players in the world over the last year. There's no doubt about it, because Spieth has won, Australia, Hero World Challenge 3 weeks ago, finished second in the last 2 events. Rory's won 5 or 6 times. So there's no doubt those 2 players are the best in the world right now.
Well, I don't know about that. I mean, Rory has not been playing like the best in the world.
Yeah, but
I looked at his results the other day, and everybody made a big thing about this. He missed 1 cut, and the other 2 were 1 top 10 and 1 11th place finish. That's hardly a crisis, or not.
And the other thing that the other factor in this thing is and then they've even mentioned it on the Golf Channel that Rory elected not to play for 2 weeks, and he just doesn't start quick. I mean, once he gets on a roll and starts to roll, he can be. Well, we saw last year 3 tournaments and 3 shots, and he had 3 second place finishes. So.
Something which was brought up earlier in the week, Elizabeth, I would like your opinion on, is a possibility of the Ladies' Masters. And I know Billy Payne completely dismissed it, but what do you think? Would that be a great thing for women's golf, or would it be overshadowed?
I think it would be fabulous.
Yeah,
I think it would be absolutely splendid. They need to get this PGA Women's Championship smoothed out and rolling easily. And I would think that a Women's Masters would be the next logical step. It would be quite wonderful.
Well, there's also talk of the LGU merging with the RNA. I know that's,
oh, really?
Yeah, and that would potentially then see the Open and the Women's Open have a connection as well, which I think is a logical step towards a Ladies' Masters.
I can't imagine the LG always been so autonomous and intense.
Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but I think Elizabeth hung up on us there.
Yeah.
She froze.
Yeah, I think she has.
Some technical issues.
Yeah. Hopefully she comes back, because I know she'll have a very good opinion about that. But I think here she comes. There's 2 of them. And neither are speaking.
Yeah.
I think it would be a good idea, but I'm not so sure at Augusta, personally. I think.
Are you back, Elizabeth?
I think I am. I'm looking for the picture. Yeah, here I am.
What were you're there are 2 of you now. One froze up and one talking.
I don't know how to get myself out of that frozen one.
That's all right. You have to close the window out, so don't worry about that right now.
All right. Well, we'll just know that I'm a twin today.
Yeah.
Oh, she's gone.
Well, I didn't do it. It did it on its own.
I think it would be a great idea, but I'm not so sure if at Augusta. I just don't know whether it would work.
Why not? Why not Augusta?
Why
not?
Would they put the same emphasis on promoting it as they do with the Masters itself?
They couldn't not. They would be under so much pressure. They couldn't not do it.
hey, they've battled that pressure before,
Yeah.
so they're used to it.
They've got some inside voices now.
Yeah, two.
Very much so. That's
Now, those two are fairly strong.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. No, I think it is a good idea, and it would benefit from looking at the Olympics, where it will be back to back on the same golf course like the US Open was last year. If we can have our major championships more like tennis, that would be a great thing for golf. There's no doubt about it.
Well, of course, I had great hope that the USGA would make some sort of positive move to do back-to-back U.S. Opens.
Yeah.
And despite the enormous success of last year's quote experiment, I haven't seen any positive signs from the USGA that they're anxious to repeat. Now, I understand that they book well ahead. They're like booking 5 years ahead. But still, they don't seem inclined.
No, the
So,
next
and I
few
found
years
that
have
to be
been
disappointing.
sorted out on they. So I'm not sure if that maybe it'll just be when it goes back to Pinehurst. But no, it's certainly an idea which I think will gather steam, particularly if the PGA Championship is successful, and maybe if the two opens in the UK move closer together.
Yeah.
So obviously, Jordan Spieth is by far the favourite. But if you had to pick one player out of the chasing pack, who would you say is the most likely to come through?
Well, I would pick Phil.
Yeah, me too. Especially if he starts to do something positive and the crowd starts cheering him. And you got
He does. Yeah, he does feed off that, doesn't he?
He does big
If Phil,
time.
if he takes a big risk and it pays off early in the round, I think he'll just be totally energized.
Yeah.
I'm not sure it takes that to get Phil energized. I mean, Phil just. If you look back at the first year that Bubba Watson won, what was that, 2013? Or no?
Yeah, 2012.
Yeah, 12. Phil came in third, and he was high-fiving everybody and knowing he wasn't going to make the playoff with Louis Oosthuizen. And I mean, he just loves that place. He loves he loves the place. He loves the golf course. All he just needs to do is play, Well, look, he hasn't done anything all year, and here he is banging on the lead at the Masters,
I know. That's because he's a magician.
Well, I mean, if he can shoot what he did in 2009 when he played with Tiger, he shot 30 on the front nine. My goodness, the place is going to be going mental. And I think, without doubt, if he does that, he's certainly going to be the favourite going to the back nine, unless Spieth carries on. Makes and
the other, I think you're really right about Rory and Tiger. If they get to feeding off each other, they could be real dangerous. One or both of them.
It's obviously, well, yeah, I think both of them. I think because that's what happened with Tiger and Phil, and I think you can see that they're both, they're very nearly there this week. The first 3 days we've seen glimpses of it, and I think it can come together today. But I'm not gonna. I mean, they're 10 shots behind. It's only ever been done once by Paul Lawrie. To do it at Augusta, where there's no 12-inch rough, and it's almost impossible, really. I mean, I think, as you say, Phil Mickelson is the most likely. Patriotically, I would go for Justin Rose, but I just don't think he's going to produce another great round. He's going to have to shoot in the mid-60s to win, unless he goes south pretty quickly.
Yeah, if Jordan makes an early bogey or double bogey, the game's on.
Oh, absolutely.
I think they absolutely have to have some help from him.
Yeah, they surely do. If he shoots 70, that's 18 under. There's no way there's anybody going to get near that. Nicholson would have to shoot 65 to tie. Rose would have to shoot 67 to win, or even lower. So and then you can take Woods and McIlroy out of the equation because they'd have to shoot 59. So no, it's very much Spieth's tournament to lose, but it's been done before. We've seen players even this year. Martin Keimer. Okay, it's only Abu Dhabi, but it's a big event. And for 3 days, he absolutely coasted through, and he was, even at the start of the final round, he was well in control. He was 12 shots ahead of Gary Stahl at one stage, and ended up losing. So, it can happen to the best players in the world, and players that have won.
And I think it can happen. It can happen at Augusta much more readily than at Abu Dhabi. I mean, all you got to do is get rattled and lose your confidence. That's all that has to happen. Spieth is very young. 21 is unbelievably young.
Are you the secret third member of Augusta, Elizabeth? With your cap?
No. Do you like my cap?
I do.
I would love to be a secret member of Augusta. That would be so much fun.
Well, of course, the article I wrote earlier in the week for you about Keimer, that sort of was a disaster because he missed the cut. But it's a shame because I think he will win there eventually. But yeah.
Well, the thing about Augusta is you have to hit a draw at Augusta, and Keimer cannot hit a draw. If you look at all the guys that missed the cut, most of them are left to right players. They don't have that other direction they can add to the game, except for the lefties, of course. I'm just wondering how everybody feels about Bubba's effort this week.
Got off to a reasonable start, didn't he? But yesterday he just didn't do anything in terms of feeding off McIlroy. I thought that was going to be a very explosive partnership.
Yeah.
Not team, but they could have moved up the leaderboard together, but it just didn't happen.
And Tiger playing with Sergio yesterday, that was...
I loved that.
I don't think they showed any of Sergio's shots, did they?
No, I didn't see a single shot from Sergio Garcia. Absolutely amazing.
Do you guys think that Tiger's had some sort of spiritual transformation? He's being nice to people. He's high-fived a few of the fans.
I think he's been abducted by aliens.
Well, I think he's starting to realize that his legacy in this game could be, great if he would just be more human, And maybe
he's making jokes and stuff.
Oh, I thought the par 3 contest where he had his kids out there and was great. That was a great watch. And Nicklaus making his only ace at Augusta. Imagine that.
I know. Wasn't that wonderful?
I loved it. I had fun with Ricky Potts on that one. I said, Jack still got it, man. And I'm still not sure that if I had a 20-foot putt to make, that I had to make, and I was going to live or die by that putt, that I wouldn't want Jack Nicklaus to make the putt.
Yeah.
I think so. Well, he made that 100-foot putt, didn't he? With charity talent. No, it's great. A great week.
I'm curious how y'all think about. Jordan Spieth doesn't have a lot of distance. He's not a big bomber, and I mean the one thing he does have is that he's smart. But the kid is a phenomenal putter.
Oh, he's incredible.
I mean, he makes more 20-foot putts than anybody on the tour.
Yeah.
But what do you think about his... Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, I was just wondering how y'all felt about his lack of distance and where it's going to hurt him.
No, I don't think it's going to hurt him. I think at this point, accuracy is going to trump distance at every level, off the tee, approach, to the cup. Heat a cup. It's going to be an accuracy contest.
Definitely. I think that
That's what I think.
if he just keeps the ball and play, he doesn't have to worry about distance. I mean, for goodness sake, he reached 18 under par, which is the lowest ever in the Masters, by not being a long hitter. So he doesn't need to go for things today. He just needs to play the same as he's played all week.
No, I agree with you there at the Masters. I'm just talking about his career. How is it going to affect his career by not having that distance?
Oh, I don't think it's going to matter less. I think that if he can stay, I mean, there are some holes where distance is going to matter. I mean, the long par fives that the big bombers can eagle easily because they can get there in 2 are going to be holes that he's going to birdie because he can't get there in 2. But the difference between an eagle and a birdie is 1 shot, and if he picks up birdies on the 4s because he's accurate, and on the 3s because he's very accurate, then I don't see distance as a critical factor.
I think he's got the low number on the week for par 3s. For how many par 3s he's birdied.
Yeah.
I think he's leading the field. I'd have to go look at the stats, but
I personally think yes, in some cases it will hold him back, but I think you look at a place like St Andrews, for instance, you don't need to be overly long. If it's firm and fast, which it hopefully will be, you don't need to be that long. You know, and I think Chambers Bay, you don't need to be that long. Whistling Straits, maybe you do, but then it's a lakeside golf course. I think if you look into the future with the venues, that Oakmont, for instance, you just have to be accurate. If you stay out of the rough, you're going to stand a chance of winning. And I think this is the start of something very. If he does win, yeah, I do think you'll see him and Rory going back and forth, because Ricky Fowler again has just completely bombed. He's not featured at all this week, and he's only won twice around the world, whereas Spieth has shown that he's got this ability to contend every time he plays.
Yeah, he's definitely he's even credited his win in Australia as being the turning point of his career.
Well, isn't it funny, because the turning point of Rory's career, some would say, was 2014 Australia Open.
Yeah, I agree with it. That's where that's where the comeback started.
Yeah, very much so. And he produced a final round, which they were all talking about there being the best ever in the Australian Open. Then he went to Hero World Challenge and won by 11. So
against some of the best players in the world. Yeah. My dad, it didn't count, but he made a lot of money.
It counted for the world rankings.
It did, yeah.
And that's what helped him get up to the top 5 in the world. So, I think personally, Jordan Spieth will win. I'd love to see all the players we've talked about get into contention in the last few holes, but I just don't see enough birdies being made and enough mistakes being made by Spieth. So I think he'll win.
Well, it's definitely going to be a tournament to sit down and watch this afternoon.
Yeah, I'm going to get a great big bowl of popcorn and a soda and settle down and not move and not answer my phone. So don't call me up, Les.
I ain't about to call you.
Yeah, you don't know that I called Les during the Super Bowl to get some help with a technical problem. And his response was, "You do know I'm watching the Super Bowl, don't you?"
That would almost be like bothering Matt when Chelsea's playing Liverpool or somebody or Manchester. What?
It was so funny. I was really embarrassed because I'm not a football fan, so I was in a sort of a vague peripheral way. I knew it was Super Bowl weekend, but I really wasn't connected to it. I was pretty embarrassed after that.
I still helped her.
Well, that's very.
Yeah, you did. To your credit.
Okay, well,
I take it you don't want to put any money on the side, Matt? You don't want to have a little side bet on this?
No, I bet money on Arsenal a few weeks ago, and that
Okay.
didn't turn out as I wanted. So no.
All right. Just thought I'd check.
What's your final pick? If just go for one name at the end of today, we'll play.
Oh gosh, I want Spieth to win. I really do, but I'm not confident. I think Mickelson's going to take it.
Okay.
I think the biggest threat is going to come from Justin Rose. So, I mean, he's the closest. He's going to be playing with him, and we've seen Jordan fall apart a couple times, and when he fell apart big. So,
yeah.
He said in a lot of interviews this week that the biggest pain he had was losing last year, and he's got to go to that first tee this morning thinking about that loss he had last year. And he got off to a nice start last year. He just blew up. What was it, on 8? He blew up. So,
well, I'm going to say Jordan Spieth with the hope that he does fall apart and Rory comes through and wins. But
I would personally rather see Justin Rose win than I would Rory this one. I think Justin Rose made some really clutch shots yesterday that were big time shots. And what would be better than having him win, follow his U.S. Open win with a green jacket? So if Jordan falls apart, and I don't think he will either, but if he does, I would definitely go with Justin Rose.
Okay, it's going to be interesting to see, and I don't personally think he will fall apart. I think he's got enough about him to
and a 4-shot lead. Don't forget about that 4-shot lead.
So anyway, hopefully we'll do this again soon. Can't do it on a Tuesday anymore for the reasons I've explained. It's just too much.
Well, maybe we can get together for the U.S. Open.
Yeah.
Or the players. The players is coming up.
Maybe before the players or the women's PGA as well, because that's
well, if I could ever get my technical life under control, Pro Golf Now could host one every now and then. Maybe you and I should talk, and I could get a tutorial from you on how to do it.
I'll try my best, but it changes every week. So.
It does.
Yeah, but we will do it again. I mean, one way or the other. So.
All right.
Definitely. Okay. Well, hope everybody enjoys the final round of the Masters, and we'll see you all again soon.
All right.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye.